Joining me is Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner from Lowe's hometown. Kurt, thanks for taking the time. How are you this morning?
You know what? I am great. Down here in Miami, Super Bowl experience. You mentioned it, Lowe's hometown. A little promotion that they're doing for all those fans that can't come down to Miami to watch the game, but to bring the game home to them by putting together the best spot for everybody to come watch Super Bowl. And so you'll see behind me, right? We got a cool one for Cincinnati, the Bengal boat behind us, the river boat behind here, but just to inspire fans at home to go out to Lowe's, go online to lowes.com/NFL, get your Bengals gear or whoever your team is, Chiefs, 49ers, and put together the best Super Bowl party for this Sunday's big game.
That's awesome. So Kurt, I have a little bit of a personal story for you. So you don't know me, probably don't remember this, but I grew up in St. Louis. I'm a huge St. Louis Rams fan.
Okay.
You actually went to go see a movie with your wife, Brenda, Miami Vice. I was there. Afterwards, I ran up to you asking for an autograph, but I didn't have anything for you to sign. And so you gave me one of your cards, and I just remember being just over the moon that I met Kurt Warner. So this is awesome getting a chance to talk to you today.
Well, man, it's good to catch up. It's a small world, but I'm glad we had a chance to at least cross paths for a moment or two back in St. Louis.
For sure, for sure. So here in Cincinnati, the hype is real on Joe Burrow. He obviously had one of the best seasons for a college quarterback. You've watched some of his film, some of his tape. What do you like from his game?
There's a lot to like about his game. He's a mobile guy that can make plays with his legs, with his arm. Obviously, we saw what he did in the pocket, and you mentioned it. I mean, people are arguing that it may have been the greatest college season we've ever had. The most surprising part is we really didn't know a whole lot about him coming into the season. And to me, I guess that's the one question you have is what we saw this year just kind of a magical ride, or is that what he is going to be for the rest of his career? And there is so much to like about this young guy, and obviously all signs lead to he's going to be that #1 overall pick, and he's going to find himself in Cincinnati. But I love the young man that he is, the character that he has, and that to me is where it always starts when you're talking about a leader, you're talking about a franchise quarterback. You want to have a guy that can represent your organization the right way, both on and off the football field, and I think they have that in this young man.
It seemed like it was a meteoric rise. Before the season started, he was not on the radar, and now he's a potential first-round pick. The Bengals went 2-14 last season. Is he the answer, or would you take someone else #1?
Well, I tell you what, you talk about is rise to fame, and I truly believe that all quarterbacks are system quarterbacks, and what that means is you got to find the right fit for what you do well, and I believe that's what we saw in Joe Burrow this year, was that he found the right fit. They brought in an offensive coordinator that really fit his skill set, and so if Cincinnati takes him as their quarterback, that becomes the true key. Is he can play at a high level. Now you've got to make sure you fit the system and you fit the players around the quarterback. That's always the key to those guys having success. So I'm excited to see what he will be at the next level, whether it's in Cincinnati or wherever. But I do believe that's always the key to stability at that position, is finding the right system that fits them and then building around that.
Kurt, fans here want some wins and they want to get back to the playoffs. You obviously were on the '98 Rams team that went 4-12, and then the year later they went to the Super Bowl. What does it take for a team to get over the top after a bad season?
Isn't that the beautiful thing about the NFL, is that we see this all the time. Worst to first, we see teams that go from 4-12 like the 49ers, you mentioned our Rams team, all the way to the Super Bowl. So things can change very, very quickly in this NFL because there's so much parity. But I do believe that it's about getting key players in key positions that can lead the rest of the organization. So much of it is about building a culture, building the right kind of culture, a culture to win, and it starts with having the right players in those key positions. So drafting is always key, free agency, bringing in key pieces to that puzzle, and that's going to be the key for Cincinnati moving forward and into next year, starting with that #1 overall pick. Reggie, it's great catching up, man. I appreciate the time this morning.
Thanks so much, Kurt. God bless you.